بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. I'm going to start with the first thing, the basic in Arabic, it starts with حرف. First الحرف means letter, which is ألف باء تاء ثاء جيم حاء خاء دال ذا and so on. Okay, they don't have any meanings if they are letters by themselves, although the Arab long time ago they used the letters as numbers. So for example, when I say ألف, that's واحد, that's one. Okay, باء, that's like two, or things like that. Long time ago they used to have a different alphabetic or like a different organization. So it used to be like this: alif, ba, jim, dal, ha, waw, zay, ha, ta, ya, kaf, lam, mim, nun, sin, ain, fa, sad, and so on. So this is how I memorize it: abjad, alif, ba, jim, dal. And even until now, do you know, when we have the bulletin points, we have A, B, C, D. In Arabic, they don't do it alif, ba, ta, tha. They do it like this: alif, ba, jim, dal, ha, waw, zay. It's a whole different system. That's right. It's very old. So it's a little different, the Arabic, the alphabet that we know. And each letter has a different way on how to connect. The alif, when this is the beginning, right here, and this is the mid. Okay, and this is the end, right? So we have the alif starts with alif like this. When it is in the middle like that, when it is in the end like that. Ba looks like this, ba like this, ba like that. Ta, same thing. Tha, dal, ra, ra, ra. Zay, zay, zay. Sin, sad, sad. Dad, dad. And then dad. Okay, ta. The, yeah, so ha, and then ha is ha marbuta actually, so it goes, the ha looks like this at the end. Wow, and then at the end is ya, ya, ya. So these are the letters, right? And then the fatha, dhamma, kasra, and shadda, and all this. Okay, so now after we're done with this, we're going to the next part, which is the bigger part. When we put the letters together, we make a kalima. Kalima means word. So al-kalima. And the kalima is sorted, or it's divided to 3 different types. So it starts with fi'l. Fi'l means action. Okay. And then ism, and ism means name or noun. Okay. And then harf. Harf, literally it means letter. But here, when we talk about the grammars, it's actually conjunction. I'm going to start with the harf, and then we go with the fi'l and ism, right? I'm going to go backward. So al-harf are min, ila, an, ala, fi, rubba, bi, ka, la, and then harf al-qasam, like wallah, tallah, billah, wallah, billah. And so this is huruf, right? Well, ism also could be like single, which is mufrad. We have muthanna, 2, and then we have jama', right? Now mufrad, it can be also untha or dhakar. Muthanna, same thing, mudhakkar or mu'annath. Jama' also mudhakkar and mu'annath. Let's start with al-mufrad. For al-mufrad, okay, we have either mudhakkar or mu'annath. Now, how do you know if it's a mufrad ism or mufrad fi'l? The القاعدة الأجرومية showed us some ways to actually recognize the ism from the fi'l. Okay, the way to recognize it is if you see alif lam at the beginning, that's an ism. Okay, you know that because alif lam will never take a verb. Like when I say at-tawila, al-kursi, al-computer, al-walad, al-bint, so on. Now, if there is a tanween at the end, okay, that's ism. Tanween will never be with a fi'l. Will never be with a verb. The next part is alif lam, well, let me write it from English, and tanween will never, and I'm going to write it in big, will never meet in the same word. Never. That's a qaida. It's a principle. So here's one alif lam, 2 tanween, and then 3 is kasra at the end. فعل will never has كسرة at the end. Will never. Like for example, I say فعل means he did. I can't say فعلي. So I can say طاولتي, I can say سماواتي, الأرض. In general, when you want to recognize an ism from a فعل, you have to look at these things, okay? Either alif lam or tanween or kasra. And again, alif lam and tanween will never meet together in one word. I'm going to give you some exercises, and you're going to circle for me the words that they are noun or ism or fi'l. You know what? Let's do the Quran. Let's do the Mus'haf. Bismillah. And you're going to tell me which one is fi'l and which one is ism. Okay. Let's start with Al-Fatiha, the one that we all know, right? Bismillah. So we say Alhamdu. Is that ism or fi'l? صحيح. Lillahi. صحيح. Why is it ism? Rabbi. صحيح. Al-Alamin. صحيح. Very good. Ar-Rahman. Yes, okay. Na'budu. How did you know that is? Nasta'een. There is no kasra, there is no alif lam, and there is no tanween. As-Sirata. صحيح, because alif lam. Al-Mustaqim. صحيح, very good. So good. So now you can actually recognize the ism from the fi'l. Let's go with the ism al-mufrad, al-muthanna, wal-jama'. So mufrad, we have mudhakkar and we have mu'annath. Right. Mudhakkar for male and mu'annath for female. Mudhakkar, usually you can see that it is either alif lam, tanween, and sometimes there is no tanween, and then also there is a, at the end there is a kasra at the end. Okay, that's one of the three. Mu'annath, it has all these things plus the ta marbut. So I say aqil for the male, aqilah for the female. So mu'min, believer for the male, mu'minah for the female. Now of course in the things that they are not aqil, you know, and the people actually name them this way. When I have a description of someone, I have to either use the ta marbuta or without ta marbuta. So for example, I can say, let's say I have the name, I have fi'l, okay? Fi'l means verb, right? It's not a human. So I cannot just say fi'la, okay? I just call it fi'l because this is how people called it. And it's a mudhakkar. At-tawila, it's a table. So al-ma'ida. Al-ma'ida, people called it al-ma'ida as a mu'annath, but I cannot say al-ma'id. But when it comes to people, I can do that. So for the people, for example, when I talk about someone that he is happy, Sa'id for male, Sa'ida for the female. Khalid means immortal. Khalid for the male, Khalida for the female. So if I give you some words and you have to tell me if it is mudhakkar or mu'annath. Kursi. صحيح, yes. صينية. صحيح, yes. ساعة. حائط. صورة. صحيح. غرفة means room. Yes. مطبخ. Right. Okay, very good. كتاب. Yes. دفتر. Notebook. دفتر. Yes. نظارة. نظارة. صحيح. قلم. صحيح. Yes. Now, as you heard me saying at the end, and that's when I don't have any haraka, I don't have any fatha, dhamma, kasra, and so on. Now, if we have haraka at the end, okay, we have three haraka. The first one is marfu'. Marfu', it means it has a dhamma. And marfu' it means elevated, high. That's what marfu' means. Okay, it means high or elevated. And then we have mansoob. It means hanging. That's what it means. It means hanging, like to hang like when you hang something on, like when you hang your laundry, hanging, mansoob. أنت تنصب الملابس. Mansoob fatha. And then at the end, of course, here marfu' it has also to be like tanween dam or tanween fatah. Majroor or the here what they call it al-khafd or makhfood. So khafd is kasra or tanween kasra. The other thing is mansoob. You have to know that when there is a tanween fatah, we use alif with tanween fatah. But it's wrong to put ta marbuta with fatha and then this. This is wrong. So when there is a ta marbuta, you only put the fatih on the ta marbuta. And that's a lot of my students, they do this mistake. And I was like, okay, you know what? I have to explain that ta marbuta with tanween fatih. But when there is no ta marbuta, you put the alif. So for example, kitaban, daftaran, notebook. Okay. Now when I talk to, let's say sa'a means clock or hour. Sa'atan. Okay. Ard, ardan. Put an alif. Ma'ida. Ma'idatan. I did not put an alif. Another thing I want to talk about the letters. When I talk about the letters over here, and I'm going to write it down as a rule. Okay. 6 letters connect from right side and do not connect from the left side. They are alif, dal, dal, ra, zai, and waw. So for example, we have alif. I can say, you see, I only connect it here from the right, but I don't connect it from the left. Let's say dal, hudhud. Hudhud, it's a word in the Quran. Okay, the dal is connected only from the right, but it's not connected from the left. Dal, mu'adhin, for example. And look at that, because the waw also does not connect from the left, so it did not connect with anything. But let's say that hida, for example, shoes. Dal is connected with the ha, but it's not connected with the alif. Ra, zai. So all these the same way. Like they only connect from one side, but they don't connect from the left side. This is a rule. Now, muthanna, we have again mudhakkar and mu'annath. It either ends with alif noon at the end or fatha ya noon. And I'm going to give you an example. Okay? So for example, when I say waladan, 2 boys, or waladain. And so you see fatha, it's not waladin, waladain. There is a fatha and then ya noon. Now, when do we use the alif and when do you use the ya? This is actually when we go to here, marfu', mansub, or majrur. Okay? For example, when I say bintan, bintain. Okay? When I say sa'atan, sa'atain. When do you use the alif noon and when do you use the ya noon? When it is marfu', there is no dhamma. There is alif noon. When it is mansub and majrur, we use the ya noon. Fatha, ya noon. ولدان ولدين. بنتان بنتين. كرسيان كرسيين. صحيح. So ya with the ya. كرسيين. غرفتان غرفتين. Let's say صلاتان صلاتين. اسمان اسمين. In plural is different. We have جمع مذكر سالم and جمع مؤنث سالم. Okay, so we call it جمع مذكر سالم, and they call it salim. It means healthy in Arabic, but I'll tell you why is it healthy. Okay, now when it is marfu', and here mansub, and then here majrur. When it is marfu', we put un, لاعبون. When it is mansub, in, not ain, in. See, not لاعبين, لاعبين, because that's more than 3. The ain only for 2, for the dual. Same thing with majrur, in. So muthanna is different than than جمع. مثنى is for only two. When it is مرفوع, instead of putting ضمة at the end, we put ألف نون, which is آن, ولدان, ساعتان, فعلان, كلمتان. When it is منصوب or مجرور, instead of putting كسرة or فتحة, what we do is we put أين. So ساعتين, مائدتين, right? قلمين, and so on. When it is جمع, we have مذكر سالم, and when we have مؤنث سالم. مذكر سالم, it means healthy, healthy male or masculine. جمع مؤنث سالم, healthy female. We have a third one, it's called جمع تكسير. تكسير, it means broken. We have مرفوع for all of them. مرفوع, منصوب, and then مجرور. For the مذكر سالم for جمع, and that, by the way, this is all for noun. We didn't get into the verb yet. For مذكر, we're أون. We put أون for مرفوع. So instead of ضمة, which is like ولد, let's say مؤمن, مؤمنون. منصوب, when it is supposed to be فتحة, they don't use فتحة. They use يانون, which is إين. So for example, مؤمنين, حافظين, سالمين, سائحين. مجرور is for كسرة. Instead of كسرة, also we use the same thing, إين. So we say فاتحين, سالمين, حافظين, قارئين, لاعبين, كافرين. Now we're going for the sisters, for the female. For the female, for مرفوع, it's ألف تاء and then ضمة. السماوات, السائحات, الرابحات. So anything that you want to make it جمع, but it's feminine, you say آتو. So for example, I'm gonna give you بنت, بنات. Okay. مؤمنة, مؤمنات. So the تا مربوطة, it will be changed to ألف تا. Okay, ألف تا, and the تا has to be open, not تا مربوط, not closed. Let's say, I'm gonna say كافرة, كافرات. Okay, سائحة, سائحات. Now for the منصوب and مجرور is آتي. ألف تا كسرة, ألف تا كسرة. There is no way we can do ألف تا فتحة, and I'm gonna put an X on it. ألف تا فتحة will never come together. Okay, so السماوات, البنات, and that's only when it is منصوب or مجرور. Okay, so جمع تكسير, it can be for male or female, but the Arab did not use any of these rules. So they made their own words for جمع. So for example, kursi, they cannot say kursiyun or kursiyat. Although this is correct, you know, grammatically is correct, but they never say it. They don't say kursiyun. They just say kerasi. But when we identify the grammar, we identify the grammar as it is mufrad. So for example, we have abid, means servant of Allah. We don't say abdun or abdat. We say abid. Ilm, ilm means science. But when we talk about sciences, we don't say ilmun, we say ulum. Ulum means sciences. Okay. So it has no rule. It really depends on the vocabulary. You have to memorize them. And also, it is treated in grammar only, of course, not in the meaning. In the grammar as singular, as a mufrad. So if I have like karasi, I can put, if it is marfu', I put dhamma. If it is mansub, I put fatha. Okay, and if it is majroor, kasra. So it is treated just like a singular. We cannot put alif noon or alif or waw noon or alif ta and so on. I'm going to give you some examples. And I'm not going to go for the taksir.